Some of them
Fuck it,
because
you
of
can see it
like
on
the
you can
way
see it on the train.
housing works. You have like rich people that live in a building, and then you have like some low income apartments. You know,
All right,
and
trivia time
poor
for
people
the
live in
New
them.
Yorkers.
Yeah, exactly.
If you ride in the subway and there's an empty train car, what's one of two reasons? What's that's better yet? What's two reasons why you would want to get in that empty car?
Well, that's not even.
Well,
I mean,
air conditioner is either broken or there's a bum in there that functions.
Yeah, that's the whole train.
It's one or the other. It's either the air conditioner is broken, so the car is too fucking hot, or there's a bum laying in there somewhere that you can't see. That's
the best part about that is when tourists they get mighty hyped, like yo, there's some seats, so they all go.
Yeah, exactly. They get all hyped and then they walk in and they're like, holy shit. And they walk back out.
Yeah, but you know, like. You can actually make friends like that because you're both running at the same time, and it's like you talk about the stinky guy for a while. You know, normally when you like pass through strangers, you don't even talk to them, but that gives you a reason to
That's how I went out with a girl for lunch one time. No joke. I was just cracking jokes about it.
Yeah, when something like that happens, that's like your excuse to just try to
mingle and shit.
Yeah. Friends, best friends.
It was funny, man. They were high. They were from like I think they were from like Wisconsin, and they were like, oh look, there's some seats right there. And they went in. I was like, I'm not going in there. So I looked at them from the car over through the door window, and then next thing you know, they were coming. I was like, I was like, I was waiting for y'all to come over.
You know what happened once? I was going to work once on like the tube, rush hour, super packed,
offender.
And I was like, I was like all over this girl's ass, but I couldn't move. And I said sorry. She said, don't be sorry. This is New York City. And I'm like, wow. Are you from New York City?
Probably not.
Yeah, I'm like, I actually said.
Was she black?
Probably not. No, she was a white girl. And I'm like, you're probably not from New York City. You're probably not around here. Are you a tourist? And she actually said, no, I'm from New York City. And I actually told her, wow, you're a rarity. You are a rarity in this city.
Like maybe she doesn't spend a lot of time here, or she doesn't ride.
I doubt it. Yeah, because she had like some kind of like a booklet, like some tour booklet, even though she lives here. So she probably not really, go around and
probably just moved here or some shit.
Yeah, like some college person.
Nah, she probably thought you were cute and just didn't give a shit. So I guarantee if you were ugly son of a bitch, she wouldn't.
I've seen some pervs on the train, like they purposely like brush up.
Like no, seriously, like
rub women on their asses.
That's true.
I've seen a lot of pervs.
This is how it is,
There's
though.
a lot of pervs.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Let me break it down for you. If a woman finds a man attractive and something would be deemed perverted, she wouldn't find it perverted.
She's okay with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, okay, the difference between...
Depends on what it is, but for the most part, like if you're checking them out, like if they got cleavage showing or whatnot, they'll feed it.
Well, the difference between a creep and a sweetheart is your attractive level. You can say one thing and it could be perceived as creepish, but if you're attractive, it might be,
And attractive doesn't always have to be looks. So
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
doesn't always have to be looks. It's just whatever she thinks is an ideal man, or whatever quality she thinks makes a good man.
Yeah.
If you happen to display that, whether it be looks or physique or whatever, or it's the way you talk.
Yeah.
It's okay to overstep the boundary just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Not, But whereas she doesn't find you attractive in any way. I mean, you could say the nicest thing to her. She'll call you a perv.
You can say the nicest.
It's pretty stupid.
Yeah. It's pretty
exactly.
Yeah.
And we're taking calls on the New York Love Line. We're here with Rodney, Denkai, and Jacko, taking any calls.
Oh yeah, I can teach you guys a lot about women and hoes.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that again, right?
Hoes.
What about in chicken heads?
Chicken heads.
My specialty is only white women and Asians.
Nice. I know a little bit about white women. I've had my share of them.
I just know white women. Oh, and some Spanish girls too, but.
Okay, but the best example of the whole PP thing is, I'm gonna bring this up. This is like a perfect example. You let's say you go to work at a certain time of the day, every day, same time, and you see a girl also going on every day at the same time, you know. So after a while, you might say, hey, you know, I see you crossing the street all the time, you know. If say, oh,
Yo, I don't know what's happening with the call, but yo, you're dropping out.
you watch every cross the street every day, you know, they want to run away, like right away, you know.
Yeah, we didn't hear none of that.
That's why you gotta be nonchalant with things like that. You can't just come out the blue and just say, "Hey, I see you all the time," or whatever. That just comes off as weird.
You just gotta be like, bitch, I see you all the time. Come suck my dick.
Wow. On that note, you know, any final words on the matches we've seen so far? I'm probably gonna.
Oh shit, we were still on screen.
Yeah.
I don't know if MLP watching. I'm curious if MLP plays that Sarah player more often. Like, is this was the first time? Or did it a connection? I don't know.
I don't know. MLP will be able to tell me better. Like, have y'all played? You and Dark Nova Void, have y'all played each other? He might answer in the chat, but my guess is like I think they have.
Yeah.
But either way, is like the lag was so bad, and then like MLP was kind of volatile with it. He was really fed up with it, which is like understandable. So you know you can't really gauge how the match was gonna go because that really wasn't a real match. So
yeah,
that sucks. But at the same time, it's like we had our highest viewer count ever, 59, almost broke or 49, almost broke 50. Yeah, so thank you guys for coming through.
I see Tricky posting, but if he was playing Rodney, the numbers probably would have even been higher.
I'm saying, I bet even LA would have shown up and watched. You know, maybe even Flash. He probably would have crashed the call. Knowing him.
I gotta come home from work. I gotta leave work early, guys. It's important. I have to leave.
All right. So any final words?
Flash is on vacation.
Any final?
Good game to all the people that showed up. I mean, the last one was kind of, you know, well, PSN-y, but I mean, nothing. The guys showed up. That's all that matters is that you show up and play. And you don't get that a lot in VF.
No, he showed up and tried to play, but
then PSN of course is top tier.
Exactly.
Yeah, and apologies for my matches, but I had pretty much stopped playing after the fifth game, so I was done.
You know it was weird because you were actually tougher to beat when you're always tougher to beat when you don't care. That's really the hardest.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't. It's not even about winning. I don't.
Yeah, because then I can tell you get frustrated. So you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna do this move over and over. But
get frustrated
then it becomes hard.
Because I get frustrated because you're intentionally trying to piss me off. That's the thing about it that's annoying. Like, it's like saying like, you know, like I'm a girl and I go, hey, you know, like, don't call me a bitch, and then you'll be like, so bitch, we want to go out. Like, it's like when we play.
Wow.
You're intentionally
sometimes
trying to piss me off.
But
These analogies.
You unravel, you know, my game, man. It's like, I know sometimes it's hard to hit me. I know sometimes it's hard to throw me. But then it's just like, all right, well, I'm just going to keep twisting the knife, twisting it. Then it's just like, what's the point of even asking me to play if you're just going to just, you know, just play that way. So I just like, you know, after like the fifth match, and I saw you doing that, I was just like, what's the point of, like, why are we even doing this? Because the whole point is to just have fun, put on a good show for people watching.
Yeah, like,
like,
there's some points that I think you're talking about.
I'm gonna call foul on that.
Yeah, because sometimes I don't know how I'm pissing you off too. Sometimes all I know is that you get pissed off, but I don't know exactly how.
Well, no,
like,
you know how you know. I think you.
Yeah,
because
but the only thing is
I'm
like
winning,
mashing. That's it.
yeah, exactly. Whenever I'm winning.
But then again, I guarantee you. But I guarantee you, if you ask Jacko, or if you ask Blackstar, if you were to tell them who was mashing more, I'm pretty sure they might even say you were. I'm pretty sure. Or maybe the same.
Well, they'll be able to tell better than me. I was like back and forth in the chat.
I would say Rodney was spamming more, but I wouldn't say he was mashing more.
Yeah, that's spamming and mashing the same thing. Mashing is what I mean by attacking out of disadvantage. And you get hit.
imagine
Really?
literally what it is?
I
Just pushing a
matched
bunch of
4
buttons.
out of disadvantage?
Yeah, like I guarantee you look at the video.
Well, you were throwing out some
Actually,
666Ps and 666Ps. Yo, Shidosha was on the floor laughing because you were just like immediately block 66P, another 66P right after. It was just funny.
Yeah, you do that a lot. Basically, the choice is this: it's like 66P, and you're probably gonna do it again. And if you don't do it again, then you're gonna either do a low P or dash dot like dodge.
And the funny thing is, we couldn't even fault you for it because it worked.
I'm not gonna deny
You crumpled.
that sometimes I do that, but let's talk about all the times where, like, if I hit you with like counter hit, dashing elbow, and you'll just like high angle. Like, how many times does that happen? Or you'll just do
That didn't happen that much.
Basically. What do you mean it doesn't happen that much? Like, you guys really
It happened a couple of times.
Like,
Sure, it happened a couple of times. Sure.
Like, I mean, it really didn't matter because even when you did it, like, it worked. That's the problem. It's like, it worked, so it was fine.
Here's the thing. Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
Let's say I didn't do it all the time. I would lose every time. Because then you would know what I'm gonna do. You would know I wouldn't do it. You know? So it has to be done.
the thing is,
ahead.
it's not that it doesn't have to be done. It's like I said, like, you know that, like, okay, he doesn't really like this, so at this, you know, you're just basically just gonna do it as much as it takes until, like, you know, okay, now he's annoyed, and then, like, you can just pretty much like do what you want. And
Yeah,
that's
because,
what you
well,
that's
that,
what you
okay,
end up
that's
doing.
what I know. Because once you're annoyed,
That's what I'm talking about.
you don't
That's what I'm
move.
talking
Like you kill yourself though. Because once you're annoyed, then at that point you don't really punish as much.
But
You
I'm
don't
just
really-
saying, like, what's the point of asking me to play if you know that that's the way it's going to turn out anyway?
Well,
Why
I
didn't
didn't
you
actually,
play tricky?
I didn't actually do the first. I didn't actually do the first attack. A first 10, I wouldn't bother.
No,
asking
I'm
you
just
to do.
saying in general. I'm just saying in general, whether it doesn't have to be tonight, but like sometimes you'll like, you know, message me or you'll come by or whatever the case, and it's just like, oh, you want to play the game? Like, what's the point of us playing if we know that that's going to be the turnout, and it usually is the turnout anyway.
But here's the thing.
I mean-
like, I got to the point where I don't care what a player does. I mean, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do something. They're gonna do something. I'm only curious about trying to beat them. You know, I really don't give a shit nowadays. I used to care what Adam does, but who cares?
I mean,
but he
yeah,
did
at,
work.
at the end of the
I
day,
didn't
this sounds like some
like it,
honor
but it
system
worked.
stuff, yo. Like, who cares how he plays?
Yeah,
Yo?
because if I played a certain way that you wanted me to play, I guarantee you I would lose more. I might not lose more than you, but I would lose more than I'm currently losing. That's for sure.
It's like, yeah, if it works, why not do it?
Yeah, basically do anything you can do to up your win percentage. Nothing else should matter. Like,
I
nothing
just don't know
else
why Rodney does it to himself. I've been seeing the same old song and dance for the longest time. It's like you play someone like Tricky, and then it's
Oh
like,
yeah,
okay,
not only
now
that,
you
not only
play
that,
him
like
again,
yeah,
and
Tricky would have made things worse. By the sixth
would've.
match, if it wasn't close, Tricky would have been mashing or doing 9Ks more than you can believe.
Yeah, he
What are you
was just like, because the thing with Ryder I noticed when he plays Tricky is he'll spam because Tricky will keep falling for it, but then he'll second guess trying to respect him, thinking, okay, I'm gonna do something else and regret it, and he'll think like I should have just kept doing that shit because he would have kept mashing and still got counter hit every time. And I always laugh at that is because it's like, man, you can't like expect
But,
honor.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
sometimes you gotta just keep doing the shit that works and like. You know, like you do that shit to me when we used to play. You would sweep me like 4 times in a row, and I be the jackass that eat it. But I don't get mad because hey, if it works, keep at it. Mix it up when you see me forcing you to mix up. But otherwise, if I'm gonna keep falling for the same shit, you keep falling for it.
Yeah, you can't get mad at somebody for doing something that works. You
I do
know,
that
that's
shit
like
to
the
people.
point
That's just
of the
my
game.
Yeah, if I sweep I've swept people like 6 times in a row, and I'll laugh, and I'm like, fuck it. If you don't block it, I'm just gonna keep doing it. And why switch it up? When you finally decide to block, then I can start making you second guess. It's all psychology. But when you give someone that has that mashy play style respect, you're just gonna get even more upset. You're gonna be like, why the fuck did I not just keep doing it?
Yeah.
So,
All right,
But
well,
I think honestly, if you did play Tricky, you've been way worse in terms of like the frustration. So yeah.
all right. So
All
this
right.
probably gonna. Oh, you got.
Let's be honest. That little monkey girl does pour salt on the wound. Just the character's personality.
But
I'm reading with Tricky. I'm reading with Tricky saying right here. He's saying I mash on Rodney because it works on him, and that's exactly what I do. I mashes on Rodney because yes, it does work on him a lot, but mainly you only need it to work on Rodney 3 times, because if you do it 3 times and he gets hit out of doing something 3 times, he will remember those moments. Even if you don't mash him a lot, he will remember the moment he failed, that he guessed wrong when you mash. But then that will second guess him so much that he just stays still. He would have like +5 and just hold block, or I would do like elbow K. He blocks it, so I might -18. He would still not do anything because he's so frustrated at it, at the previous.
I don't do anything because I just feel like it doesn't matter. It doesn't.
No, you get scared they're gonna mash. That's what it is. You
No,
It's
not even that they're gonna mash.
Well, he beats himself. The game is already over, and that's part of the reason.
Well,
yeah.
anything else to add to
I'm
that?
just too old. I need to just retire.
Don't do that. You fight Tricky first. We want to see it.
Yes, I want to see it.
We want to see that happen.
And so is that still set for Saturday?
I think you should fight Tricky offline.
See,
Though. It's just
but the
something
thing,
about
okay,
playing
but
online.
I'm just gonna add one thing, which one of the reasons why Rodney would really hate playing me after a while, because let's say he does keep hitting me and I can't mash or whatever, I have the ability to completely switch the style. So then I just won't do what he thinks I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna mash at all, and then he's gonna be a little confused, and then I can just switch again the next match. If you switch back and forth against Rodney, he's fucked. Because he's concentrated on you. He thinks you're gonna keep doing one thing, and the same pattern. Because most players only do one thing, Most players have a certain pattern and they keep doing it. But if you switch up enough, that will fuck Rodney the most.
That's what happened to me. I had that one pattern I didn't deviate from. I got 10-1 for it. So, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But if you play the same way against Rod, you're not gonna win. I don't care how good you are, you won't win. Like that. I think that's Rod's special ability, that he tries to get in your head and he tries to be a couple of steps ahead of you, and it becomes very hard to do anything against them. But if you play differently, then you're gonna fuck his mindset up. You're gonna be like, wait, but you were doing this 100 times, and now you didn't do this. Then he's already fucked up.
That's why Denshin fucks him up.
Yeah, guys like that, or J-How. Guys like
Denshin.
Yeah, Denshin does fuck me up. He's probably the one player that fucks me up the most.
Yeah, but part of the things that I think Rodney would win against Tricky, only because Tricky won't switch up. He has the good mashing and he knows when to mash, but he's gonna try to do that for 10 straight matches.
He said he can switch it up though. He just said you and
yeah,
him.
he can't switch up okay, he can switch up to some extent, but not enough to overcome Rod. Not enough to overcome Rodney though. You need to really be able to do it.
Not in the set. Like I
you need to really be able to do it.
He has never beaten you two in the set, so. That's why I feel like even with the whole top 5 or whatever bit, it's like, well, you can't even beat the guys at home base. So what's there to really
well, basically, it takes too long for Tricky to really switch, because there was a time where he was doing something good against me, but now he's never gonna be able to do it. He's not gonna be able to do it. Like
I just want to see Tricky show up.
Wow.
You can talk about him all day, but I just want to see him show up.
He says yes, he has. Wait, when have you beaten Rodney and Denkai in a set? You have The last time Denkai played.
When you say a
No,
set,
I think he did once
he,
at a
he,
tournament.
he did win a tournament. One of the
oh wow!
New next. But if you mean by set like first out of 10 or something, first out of 5, then no.
No, never.
But if it was like at a tournament, yeah, he could win in a tournament. He's good enough to win 2 out of 3. He's not that bad player.
No, I'm not. No. But he's saying that I said he's never beaten you guys in the set, and he said he has. But okay, maybe I should mean like a long set, not no 2 out.
Yeah, like a first out of something. Then no.
First to 5 or first to 7.
Yeah,
first
something
to
like
10,
that.
No, it's never happened because it's always ended in your guys' favor, like 10-5 or 10-6 or something.
All right, so, hey, Rodney, is your and Tricky match is gonna be Saturday? What do y'all have set for?
I have no idea, man.
So, well, we'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, I have no idea. He's gonna probably dodge again.
Yeah, but
I mean,
okay, so we don't know what's going to be on next Sunday, but we're going to have something for you next Sunday, so be sure to come back. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. Yeah, we had 49 people, which is a record. Thanks, everybody, for, just doing their part and just, like, helping out and supporting the stream. Really appreciate that. Thanks, everybody, for showing up and commentating and playing. NYG. Yo, anybody want to talk about NYG in detail?
No.
Okay, well, NYG is...
No, yeah, because, I mean, if we don't, Cruz is going to get mad at us, so. Yeah, NYG, make sure you go to NYG if you guys can, which is at August. I think I got to find out the exact date. Yo, Brad, you know the exact date? August?
No, I don't.
Nobody does.
Yo, check up on VFDC.
I'm looking it up.
You can't get your schedule straight.
Alright, well, NYG...
August 15th. Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, 15th through 17th.
Okay. So
it's going to be at Next Level Arcade.
2 months from now, that's when you will see Tricky play Rodney or whoever.
In 2 months, you'll see Tricky finally play. Yeah. His hand will be fully healed, and yeah.
And let me tell you, that's worth the price of admission. And not on the stream. You want to be there in person to see this happen. You want to be
see
there
the hitbox. Yes.
Yeah.
Yo.
So make sure you pay your $400 round trip ticket just to see Tricky.
Okay. Like last week, before we cut off. Last week, Shaq came on and kind of tried to school me and Rodney, but he should be schooling Jacko here because he's not doing a good part.
I want to add something to that. Like, I don't get like the logic. Like, cause I heard, like, I'm not a part of the VF group on Facebook, but like I heard about this stuff like SDS and other people saying, and like, really, I don't get the logic behind like what they're saying. Like, I've been playing VF way before those guys were playing VF. Way before. Like, people really think like I'm 28 years old or some shit like that, like I'm like 40, like 41 to be exact. And I guess I'm fortunate I don't have kids. Maybe I'm unfortunate, I don't know, but I'm fortunate I don't have kids at this age. SDS has a few children, and so he understands what it's like to just be an adult and have other responsibilities and priorities. I don't know what his living situation is like. I live alone. I have bills to pay. I have things to maintain. And like I said, I've been traveling for VF since like I was like 20, maybe 21 or some shit like that. I mean, I started playing when I was probably like 19 or 18 or something. I don't know. But I started playing like traveling when I was probably like 20, 21. You can't expect me to continue to travel and show up to every VF event at this point in my life. Like, so when people are like, all that shit Rod and Denkai saying is bullshit, blah, 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 or he didn't show up for Sega Cup, he didn't show up for this. It's like, really, dude, like, I don't know, that just kind of like, it hurts my feelings a little bit because, again,
well, I didn't really understand
I'm not a kid. and
I tell you
event,
this.
you show up
If
to
y'all
every
two
VF
did show up
event.
to
And
the
even if I
that
showed
top
up,
16 would have been way different.
Yeah.
even if I showed up to a VF event, is it really gonna make that big of a difference?
See, that's my
No.
point. That's my
It's
point.
not gonna make that big of a
Not gonna
difference.
make any of a difference. And I don't really, I didn't really get what SDS was saying because on one hand,
don't
he
get
didn't
that.
really
Like-
say anything. Because he understands that it's not worth really traveling for VF. There's no money in it anyway. So what's the beef? I don't
Exactly.
know
So
what the beef is.
what's the point of me
but-
traveling? Like when I
Yeah.
was traveling for like 15 years, you know, or well more than that, but when I was actually traveling hardcore for like 15 years, wasting my hard-earned money to go to a tournament these guys never went to, and come back and not even break even from that trip. But I didn't care. I had fun. I met new people,
same here.
made some new friends. I got to test out my skills against, you know, players that I never met before. I didn't care, you know.
Yeah.
So,
And not only that,
I wasn't traveling
yeah.
for money like most people do who go to tournaments. I was just traveling because I love the game that much and I just wanted to get better. So it's like now, you know, me in my older years, like you can't expect me to just keep doing that same thing, like practicing that same thing.
Yeah, and not only that, we've been through the song and dance many times. We weren't even really talking about the state of VF. We were talking about the state of current VF players that avoid you and don't play you and nothing and all of that stuff. You know, that's why we brought up the rank. We didn't say anything about the state of VF.
Yeah, because even like, you know, the tournaments they have at Next Level, you know, I didn't go to all of them, but I would go to a few of them.
Yeah.
But there were many tournaments that happened that SDS lives in Brooklyn, not far from the place, but he never showed up.
Nope.
So it was just
Or
like,
showed up late.
It's just, you know, the pot calling the kettle black. It's just like, come on, man, like we're not in our early 20s. We're not teenagers. I respect you because you got to take care of your kids and what other responsibilities you have. Then it's like, you know, have respect for me that, you know, I'm not a kid anymore. I have other responsibilities, other obligations. I want to make my mind grow in other things other than VF.
SDS is a cool guy, you know.
No, he is. I'm not trying to like.
Oh yeah,
we
know
compete
that.
or whatever. Because SDS know I love him.
I just didn't.
I just talk.
Yeah, I just
talk
don't
in
understand.
general. It's just like, dude, like, you know, we need to knock this off and like calling people out when it's totally not necessary. Call out the young people who actually have time and live with their parents and don't really have any bills. Like,
I mean, like, yeah, y'all right, cause like, okay, VF players, we seen from the VF community. It seems, from my perspective, we seem to automatically put ourselves on a pedestal. Like, yeah, I play VF. I'm hardcore. I'm legit, man. I play like the game that people are scared to play. So we think, a lot of us think we're like already on a tier higher than above, you know, than most other FGC members. But in reality, we're like in the level to where DOA players was like years before. It's like they didn't want to come out. It's like their online is like they didn't want it, and you know, they'd be all about rank. They play you once and leave. This isn't that. All that same crap I saw in DOA and Street Fighter and Soul Calibur, I see it here. They stopped doing that for the most part. They'll come to tournaments, you know, when people want them to. Like, we won't do that. It's like we still need to. Yeah, we need still need to come up.
Always the same people calling, calling the pot, whatever. You know the same. It's just
pot call, kettle black.
Didn't show up, you know, blah blah blah. And then it's like, well, look at your track record, bro. Like, you haven't showed up either.
Yeah, but
like,
but the thing is, like, we kind of know the problem now. Like, the thing is, like, people just didn't understand it, but because of stuff like this, like how we were talking about it, like last week, it's like people know about it now, and so that removes like a huge barrier.
The major problem is simply young people, you know, because in order for something to survive, you need the younger generation to stick
exactly,
to it.
Dude.
If depending on the old school timers to come, that's one thing. If you want them to teach the new people, but if there's no new people there, then what's the point?
There's new people there. It's just like, I mean, because we're not the only one that had this problem. It's like MK had this problem. They didn't have tournaments. Now they're having, like, you know, PDB tournaments. They're having $10,000 tournaments. They having tournaments at Evo and stuff like that.
You can look at the streams and they have young players. I mean, teenagers. When's the last time you've seen a teenager play VR?
Yo, there's the two players are playing. They're young. What are you talking about? We got a bunch of young players.
Ultimately, you need the young players. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm saying we have them. it's like they're not visible, but they're there.
I
So
disagree. People associate VF at the old guy game. Like
yeah,
old
they
people.
associate that. They associate, but association is a perception. It's not necessarily reality. I'm telling you, like I met the players and Final Round and things like that in other tournaments. Like it's CEO. It's like I meet players who are young and interested in VF and coming from DOA, coming from Soul Calibur, coming from Tekken, coming from Street Fighter, whatever. And they'll be like 19, they'll be like 22, 25, whatever, So it's like they're there.
Oh, yeah,
So
they're there, but like Street Fighter, I'm seeing 14, 13 even. Go to fucking tournament.
I mean, no, you see them like 20.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like 25 is kind of up there. I'm basically saying like really, really young players. Because think about it, when we were 14, what were we doing? We were playing fucking fighting games. At that age, it's not young to be playing. That's when you're supposed to be starting.
I mean, to be honest, I ran into a 13-year-old running VF rank. They weren't coming to tournaments, but they're playing.
Yeah,
so it's like they're there. It's just we need to.
They need to be the people that get hooked on it.
Basically, if they're there, they need to be vocal.
Yeah.
It's not even just that. It's like because they don't have to do anything. Like we need to just have established more things for them. Like VFDC is a good start, but
here's the thing: VF isn't appealing enough for everyone. Like, okay, Street Fighter and the like Marvel, they're games that are visually appealing. So
and
the
also
games speak for themselves.
They have a history,
Yeah.
They
People
sell a lot of
play them.
T-shirts at Hot Topic.
Yeah, T-shirts, and then launch the prequels, like all the Street Fighters before, Marvel 2, Marvel 1, even all the first, like those games have history. VF has history too, but it's always kind of been like in the shadows. Like if you're a Sega fan, chances are you like VF, but never really took it seriously.
I don't even think
a lot of people,
that's the reason. I think the reason VF doesn't do well, it's just that okay, when you play Street Fighter. Like, let's say, the new Street Fighter Ultra. When you're playing that game and you're starting off, it's very hard to land combos, one frame links, all this stuff. But as time progresses, you can tell a person got better. It's easy to visually see.
No, that's not true. It's simply not true. Like what the thing is like Sega doesn't advertise. That's what it is. Cause
there's so many advanced things happening, and if you don't know the game, I'm talking about people watching from the outside. You don't know the game. You don't know what's happening because you can't tell that.
No, it doesn't
somebody
matter.
did,
Because
they cancel to avoid a throw, to do this, to do. You can't. But in Street Fighter, you can visually see the high level tech.
No. If they're a casual player, they don't care. I'm telling you, they don't care. If they like the game, they'll play it. That's why they play Tekken Tag.
I agree. They'll play it, but I'm saying for someone who's watching on the outside, they may be interested, but it all looks the same. And then when they're playing, if they are interested and they try to play, it takes a while for them to get to that level. And by then, a lot of people get frustrated and they quit. You know what I mean? Like, they need to visually see. Like, I guess maybe that's what the whole combo.
No, I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with gameplay. It has everything to do with marketing. That's all. That's the only thing that separates us from everything else. Because if people can buy Tekken, if people can buy Tekken, which in many ways is just as complicated in VF, they can play VF.
Play Tekken because he's right. There's a bunch of half demon cliches, and they're like, "Oh, that guy's hard."
That's what I'm saying. If they can play that, they can play this.
Even Tekken, you can see the progression.
Exactly.
It's much easier to see it.
Movement and all these other things that you can't really, the average player can't just do. You have to really put in work.
For example, especially with the older VS. Like, if you look at VF4, for example, and you're looking at someone who's multi-throw escaping, evade canceling, doing all these advanced shit, the guy looking at it have no idea what the guy's doing. And that is extremely advanced.
Casual players don't care about gameplay-related stuff. They care about what their friends are playing. They care about how many people are online. They care about if they're like 20 people and their friends list playing Street Fighter, whatever game that they're already playing, that's what they care about.
Exactly.
They don't care about how many frames it takes to tech a throw or what kind of tech this. They don't care about gameplay related stuff. It's all about marketing. That's what keeps us from that level.
What do you think brings in? It's not marketing alone.
Yeah, because that's what got people in the MK. That's what got people into Street Fighter after it was dead for 10 years.
Yeah.
That's what got people back into Marvel. After it was dead
You know,
for like 5 years.
the game needs to look good too. Like if I'm watching, like for example, we can go back to that Justin Wong Diago vid. I'm looking at that shit and I'm like, wow, these guys are fucking good. You know, like you're visually seeing how good they are.
Yeah, but
You know,
even
like
then,
that's-
it's like that 90%
makes
of people
you
play
wanna
Street
play
Fighter
it.
that don't even know about Justin Wong.
Nah,
You know what I mean? They
No,
don't even care about
everybody,
that.
that fucking video was. I call people who got into Street Fighter from that video. They're pre-09ers because you know 09ers
Yeah.
is a term called
I know,
people
because
who are just starting with SF4.
I can think of a video that's on equivalent with that whole Justin Wong Daigo VF thing. And guarantee you can put two people who probably don't know either of the games and look at it. And I guarantee you they'll think the VF video is just like, oh, okay, like this guy's really good. But they will be blown away by the Daigo Justin video. Because visually it just looks way more difficult. It looks just more fine-tuned. Like, my God, like this guy is doing the impossible right now. Whereas with VF, he probably was doing the exact same thing, but you don't really
you're not
see
seeing
it.
You're not seeing
The
it.
people who
it's
know
right.
the game know that it's
And
happening. They're
when
like,
you
oh
get
my
intricate-
God, like this guy's,
Yeah,
godlike.
like you have to. Yeah, it's like you kind
But
of
if
gotta
you don't know
about
it, you can't really tell. You
Yeah.
just think like, oh wow, he made a good guess. Okay, he made another good guess. That's it. You know. So
Well, to be honest with you, the thing about you're right because it's also with the parry video. It's visually it looks hard, but then when you get intricate with the game, you realize like holy shit, it was a lot tougher than what it seemed because he had to already know that he was gonna do the super.
Yeah.
Remember, he was on one block of light, one fucking ship, and he would have died. And remember,
Yeah,
to
but
parry Chun's super,
I
you have to
guarantee
parry
you,
before the startup.
Because that was so amazing to watch, and then when they went to try it themselves and realized how difficult it was, just the fact that it wowed them so
They
much,
knew
like,
it was
oh my
something
God,
hard.
Yeah,
they knew that was something to overachieve.
Once you continue to practice, to get
Yeah,
to that level.
okay, like,
but again, with
there's a-
VF,
yeah.
if you don't know all the high-level things that's happening, you'll just be thinking like, yeah, this guy's great, but he's just making good guesses. I can make good guesses too.
Like-
you
like,
won't
for
really
example,
know like
yeah.
all the different layers of things that
Well,
he's doing.
Yeah, when I first got into VF, as in like when I met Rod and stuff, I used to watch the vids, the Japanese vids, and that was back when I was just playing with a couple of friends around my block, and I went to watch them. And I'm like, they aren't that good. I can beat them. Like I can beat these guys. You know, even though no way I could. The second I met Yosuke, I realized how good those Japanese players are. But I couldn't tell by watching the vids. I thought maybe if I played, I would have a good chance of beating them. You know.
Nah, if you
Yeah,
watch
I
if
mean,
you
you
watch
just
vids, if you
don't-
heard of Justin Wong, if you've seen the Daigo Perry video, you are 10% of the market. The 90% of the market, because even Ono
Not
said himself,
anymore,
he's
not
like,
anymore,
no,
not
literally, it's like
anymore.
you're still like 10, 15% of the market. You're nowhere near the
No,
majority.
not anymore,
Nobody
right?
cares about that stuff. They
If
care
you-
about, if they show up on, if their game shows up on Polygon.com or IGN. They care if they like their game shows up for free on Xbox Live for like 2 months or something like that. They care about stuff like that. They care about if their friends are playing. They can talk about it in school, at work, or something like that. That's what they care about. That's what popularity is. That's just marketing.
That's part of it, but that's short-sighted too, because like even like a friend of mine, right? He went to college at some school in New York, and one of his classmates he overheard him talking about VF. And the guy came over and was like, hey, you know a guy named Denkai? And like the random stranger was like, yeah, I do. And none of us heard about this guy. The guy doesn't even own VF. You know, he just happened to watch some of the videos on YouTube. There are people watching these things that we haven't heard about, you know? It's not, they might not have friends that play it, but they still might have some interest in the game.
Yeah, but I guarantee you, like the mass majority who get Street Fighter are like, teenagers or something like that who drag their mom by the shoulder, or they give them birthday money, just send them off to GameStop, and they're like, hey, I remember Street Fighter, let me buy this. They don't know anything about community or anything like that. And what attracts them to buy Street Fighter is nostalgia and marketing. If you want to talk about popularity and sheer numbers, that's
true.
it. That's the only thing.
You're right.
VF at this point needs something more.
They just need
cinematic
support.
to-
They need support. They need marketing support. Like tournament is great, but that's not enough.
The gameplay itself needs something more cinematic. That
I
makes you feel like,
agree.
oh, like with
exactly.
Like,
I agree.
It's so hard to attract and keep players around when it comes to VF.
I agree, but even what we have is like we can have much more.
When you're talking about young players, then you can take the whole equation of nostalgia out. There is no nostalgia for the young players. They're finally trying to get into a game. The nostalgia makes the 25-year-olds, the 30-year-olds to buy the game. But
at this point, 30-year-olds.
Yes, at this point, 30-year-olds.
At this point, 30-year-olds.
Yes. But when you're looking at the 14-year-old players, guess what? At colleges, they play Street Fighter. If you go inside like a game room, they're playing Street Fighter. They watching the streams too.
Oh yeah, because it's sheer marketing now.
Because dude,
for them, it's straight up marketing.
The majority of my friends don't play games at all, right? But they actually do know who like Justin Wong is. They do know like the fighting games, and they do watch the streams, even though they don't play it. So they do know it. They do know about it. So you gotta see it.
Nah, I even got people who are like 35, 40, never even touched the PlayStation, but Street Fighter because they've seen the ads, they've seen the marketing, they've seen the Street Fighter movies, and they told how terrible it is. They've seen people playing it, and it's like
if you're over 30.
They've reached.
Over 30, yeah.
That's just like it didn't matter how old they are and things like that. It's just an example.
Yeah,
but the thing is like they had ads come out and reach them. They had Capcom come out and reach them in one way or another. Whether it be ads, it'd be.
Guess what?
I don't know what version they played, but if they're over 30, they play Street Fighter.
Yeah.
It's just arcades, man.
Even
That's
if you're
the
a girl,
problem.
If
It's
you're
just
over 30,
there's no.
you probably played.
Dude, my mom knows what Street Fighter is.
My mom does too.
That's what I'm saying.
These games, arcades, cabinets, not even just arcades, but cabinets were everywhere, dude. Movie theater. You could go to a movie theater and it would be Street Fighter.
Yeah.
But
here's the thing, though. But Blackstar, if you start talking about that, then you're basically admitting that there's no beating Street Fighter.
No, nobody said there is. Nobody said there is.
There
is no beating Street Fighter. Period. Nothing's gonna beat Street Fighter. That's not the problem. We're not supposed to beat Street Fighter. We're supposed to make ourselves known.
Yeah.
There's other games that aren't as successful as Street Fighter, but are still popular, like Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
MK is selling tons. Blaze Blue is selling better than Street Fighter.
So we are in agreement that there's no fighting game that can beat that. That's just.
Who cares? Who cares? It's not the point. The point is like we have to make ourselves known. There's other games that made themselves known without toppling Street Fighter as the most popular game.
Yeah, I agree with that. Frankie brought up an idea where you meet friends. You go on site.
That doesn't work.
Yeah,
you know why? I'm gonna tell you why that doesn't work, and it's from a realistic standpoint. If you're trying to conform, if you're trying to bring somebody to play your game, right? But you do the obvious thing and play theirs first, they're just gonna look at you and be like, "Well, why don't you just play our game? Like, if you're playing our game, why do we have to go play yours? You might as well just stick and play with us."
If you meet any player, like top players from other communities, you can introduce them to VF, but they're gonna want to also try to introduce you to their game.
I mean, y'all being like super negative right now. Like I've been doing this thing. I've been doing this thing for like y'all probably been doing it for longer than me, but I've been doing it for like 4 years. I've been literally going out. I've been literally going out. No. Let me finish. I've been literally going out, traveling all the way to Atlanta, which is 2 hours away, entering Marvel tournaments, entering Street Fighter tournaments, entering Soul Calibur tournaments, entering King of Fighters tournaments, entering this and that, meeting the players, going to the hotel rooms, hanging out with them. Hang out with lunch and stuff, or for dinner and stuff like that, on a one-on-one basis, and I really do want to learn their game. And when they see that, and I talk about VF, yeah, they're a lot more open to even talking about VF then. So yeah, it does work in a way, but at the same time, what it comes down to is like, in order to, I'm not done yet. Like when it comes down to it, is like, yeah, they're interested in learning VF, and they express this to me. Like I still hear this today. Like I'll go to like final round or even a final round match or something, and it's like I'm pretty much the VF guy. They know me for that, and they know if they have a VF question, they'll talk to me. I even had ATL Batman, who's a Tekken player, come out and play games with me and Shiny, even though they didn't turn out well. But he's a Tekken player, and that's all he plays. But he knew he was interested, and he knew I was at door, and he came and played with us anyway. So it's there, they're open. But the problem is like in order to learn VF, they have to drop their game,
Yeah.
and they're not willing to do that.
That's what I said.
It's like they wanna put this as their second game, and it's like other games maybe Street Fighter might work because the player base is so big, but because we're not on that level yet, it just didn't work that well. So it's not like people don't want to play it. There's a ton of people that have it in their systems, but it just collects dust, just like Plus R.
I don't know if you know,
You know?
but me and Rod are actually part of Empire Arcadia, so we actually, when talking to the Empire Arcadia members, they don't hate VF. They know about VF, but for them, it's just no money into it. Like
Exactly.
You don't want to talk to tournament players to get them into VF because they feel it's a waste of time because there's just no money into it. You gotta bring people that's not even in.
I mean,
a
y'all
fighting
talking about
industry.
specific stuff. This is general. Like
they're
I'm talking about
tournament-
general knowledge. It's like if you
tournament
talk, if you play their game, they're more willing to play their game. I've learned that from experience, like the last 3 years.
Well, yeah, I
So
played that game.
so it's like to say like no, they're turned off from VF. Period. It's just straight up wrong because I've seen the opposite. Like it's what keeps them from playing VF is because it's just like you said, no money. But it's not like the game is not fun or not appealing to them. They do express to me that they like it.
If they're not interested, they're not gonna dedicate it. Okay, playing is one thing. Anybody can play the other person's game, but if they don't want to be dedicated to it, then they're not gonna keep at it. So just because they'll spend a day or a couple hours playing VF with you, it doesn't mean I'm gonna start playing it now. It means they're just playing it. Just
I mean that doesn't matter. But the thing is, they showed interest. That's the thing. They had that initial spark. If they didn't care, they wouldn't even bother even talk to me about it. Period. But and then it's the same thing with Street Fighter. They didn't care, they wouldn't even bother with the game. But it starts with an initial spark, like, hey, this game is cool, and then it's like, yeah, let me play more, and they play online, and they get addicted, or they go to a tournament, and they're like, hey, this is fun, and that's when it starts, But it starts from that spark, and we had that same spark too. But it's just like we can't get it rolling because other factors. But it's not because the game's not fun and it's not appealing,
Well, yeah, that much we already know. That we established that people like the game, even players from other players, they like VF. I haven't even met a person that said they hated it, to be honest. Never met a person that said they hated it. I try to get people to play it. That's not really the problem. Obviously, you got to try to make them play it hard. For VF, you do got to spend a little bit of time with it. Because, when you're not winning games right away, you kind of get frustrated, and then they just don't want to play it anymore. That's their problem, though,
I thought just adding all these fucking combos and shit was the appeal.
But the thing
like it did work. It worked at first because there was a ton of players in the first year, but it kind of dropped off as other new games came out, like KOF and all that other stuff. Tekken Tag 2.
Popular because it was that flavor of the month syndrome.
Yeah, but it worked at first, but we just couldn't retain them. That's the thing, and that's because hey, this game's digital only. There's not many one-player modes. There's no quest mode. There's a lot of and then you look at like, what's it called? Like Tekken Tag 2, and they have like one-player modes. They have expanded online mode. They had like an online tournament mode. They had like all this flashy stuff, So it kind of like they got attracted to that glitch and floated over there, So it's like,
look, honestly, I feel like to get into the fighters in this day and age, you have to have one or two or both. You need to have interest and time, and pretty much
that's the thing. Time is a big thing because at the end of the day, you're gonna have to choose between one and two fighters out of like 20 or whatever is out now, Yeah. So it's like 9 times out of 10 they're gonna choose Street Fighter. That's just you're not gonna get around that.
Well, for me personally, I'm not a tournament player anymore. I don't intend to really travel to go to any tournament. So in terms of like tournaments, I don't care. I don't mind just playing VF with just a couple of people. I mean, that's good just for me. Back in the day where I was going really hard, I tried to get people more into it and shit like that. But
that's how I feel. To be honest, the whole reason why I even went to Sega Cup was just to meet people and play.
Yeah. So
honestly, like my heart, like competitive wise, like I wasn't really like in it. Like I felt like that's part of the reason why I just really didn't care after the loss, because it's just like I came all the way out here. I honestly, when I used to travel for tournaments, I wouldn't even really be hanging out and stuff. I'd be grinding. I'd be like, yo, let's play. We gotta practice for the tournament, whatever. I didn't give shit about practicing. I just wanted to just hang out. I was hanging out with Adam. I was hanging out with Flash. LA Akira was touring us around, basically. Like, I honestly have forgotten I was even up there for Sega.
Well, Well, from my experience, because I've been to a lot of tournaments over the years and traveled a lot, and one of the things about them is, even if they don't like your game or if they don't know what to do, it's like a family when you're actually there in a hotel.
Mhm.
Everybody's playing a fighting game, and at that point in time, they kind of commend everybody. They don't really mind what game you're playing at that point. We're all playing a fighting game. We're family right here. I remember winning a VF tournament. I wish I won many back then. And like Chris G and other players, hey, aren't you that guy that won the VF tournament? And I'm like, yeah. Like I went into like random people's rooms, of like they playing like Street Fighter and shit. They just didn't mind me being up in their room. Because at that point, even if they don't play VF, they really don't give a shit. You're playing a fighting game, you're committing hours to this, and you're coming down to travel, so they know you're serious. They don't really care what game you're playing. So
Like,
even if you bring up VF at those spots, at those situations, at those moments, of course they're gonna play for a little bit and they're gonna talk about it. But once they leave that hotel room and go back to grinding with their close friends back at home to play their main game, that's when they drop. That's when they stop.
That's how it was with me and Blaze Blue. Like I like Blaze Blue. I dabbled in it, but then it's like I didn't really have. I mean, I had interest, but I didn't really have time because I'd rather just invest time on getting good what I was already playing. So whether it be Street Fighter, King of Fighters, or even VF,
Well,
I didn't want to.
When Blaze Blue came out, I was really playing that game. Like
And the netcode was really good, so that was another appeal to playing.
For a while, I was like ranked maybe number 2. It's been so long since I played that shit.
All right, man. Let me go ahead and start cutting it short because I really want to play Remember Me. So we can miss on this all day, but
Yeah.
final words. 2 minutes. Well, not even like 30 seconds. So anybody else?
I said all I wanted to say.
Yeah, I already
I'm cool.
said my piece.
Yeah. So my thing is like, our goal shouldn't be like to chokehold people out of Street Fighter and drag them in chains to play Virtua Fighter. Our goal, especially at streams like this, is to show them we're here. So if they have any interest, any spark, is like, oh, I know where to go. I know where to go on Sundays. I know what website to go to, virtuafighter.com. Just to know that we're here. So and it's not totally dead. So that's the thing. That's what this is for.
Yeah.
So hopefully people come and see that, and people apparently have too, because we had about 50. So it's like there's a spark somewhere. But yeah, it's like we're gonna have a match sometime in the weekend, probably Sunday. Whether it's Rodnutz or Tricky or somebody else, I don't know who it's gonna be, but we're gonna have it. So if you can come back next week, we're gonna have something for you on Sunday Night Raw. So thank everybody for coming. Thanks to all the commentators, Rodnutz.
And thank you for doing it.
Thank y'all for coming because y'all had the closest, coolest match in the last months. Whatever, blew my match out of the water.
Yeah. I think this is good, by the way. This Sunday Night Raw.
I appreciate it because I tried a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, and you got people watching, and that's what really matters.
Yeah, just to let them know we're here, and if you want to play, just come talk to us because we're a friendly, cool community. So but yeah, thanks for everybody showing up, and let me cut the stream off. All right.
All right, man. Take care. Good night, everybody.
All right.
Yeah.